I've been closely following the women's basketball at the Olympics, and what I've discovered is nothing short of shocking. In a surprising turn of events, the USA women's basketball team, once considered unbeatable, is facing tremendous challenges in Paris. Diana Taurasi, the season's standout, has been benched after a string of poor performances. But perhaps the most glaring issue is the absence of Caitlin Clark, a decision that now haunts Team USA. Keeping Clark off the Olympic squad has proven disastrous. Fan support is waning, and the team's golden legacy is in jeopardy. In a desperate move, Team USA is now apologizing and recognizing Caitlin, after already excluding her from the squad. It's a bit too late, isn't it? Cheryl Reeve, the coach, is grappling with the consequences of this decision as Team USA struggles on the international stage. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is busy crafting her own redemption narrative. Without the burden of the Olympics, she's focused on what could be a historic playoff run with the Indiana Fever. Buckle up, because what Caitlin Clark is about to accomplish in the WNBA playoffs might just transform the landscape of women's basketball forever. As for Team USA, their struggles without Clark are glaring. The once dominant squad now looks fragile, and fans are taking note. They're demanding Clark be included, but it's all too late. The frustration is palpable. Only 12,436 supporters attended their game against Nigeria, a far cry from the sold-out crowds that flock to Caitlin Clark's WNBA games. But it's not just about the attendance. On the court, Team USA is missing Clark's flair and game-changing talent. They narrowly defeated Nigeria 88-74, a result that would have been unthinkable in prior Olympics. The game lacked Clark's long-range shooting, court vision, and ability to inspire both teammates and spectators. It's simple. Clark's WNBA stats speak volumes, averaging over 17.1 points and 8.2 assists per game. She's not just scoring. She's elevating everyone around her. That's precisely what Team USA is missing. Yes, they're winning, but they're not dominating, inspiring, or attracting the same enthusiasm that Caitlin Clark brings weekly in the WNBA. The decision to leave Clark off the roster is becoming increasingly problematic with each passing game. It's not just her numbers. It's the excitement she generates, the fans she draws, and the way she elevates the entire game of basketball. Team USA took a gamble by not adding her, and it seems they're losing that bet. Cheryl Reeve might end up paying the price. While Team USA faces Olympic hurdles, Caitlin Clark is making the most of her time off. She's turned the Olympic snub into an opportunity for growth and development. According to sources close to the Indiana Fever, Clark has been putting in extra gym time, fine-tuning her already lethal shooting technique, and enhancing her conditioning. But it's more than just individual work. Clark is deeply involved with her Fever teammates, building unity and crafting innovative plays that could be game-changers in the upcoming playoffs. What's truly remarkable is Clark's attitude during this period. She approaches her training with unstoppable determination and excitement. This concentrated preparation, free from the pressures of Olympic competition, might be a blessing in disguise for both Clark and the Fever. Now, let's talk about something we're all eagerly anticipating: Caitlin Clark in the WNBA playoffs. If you thought she was outstanding during the regular season, just wait. The best is yet to come. Get ready, because the playoffs are where legends are made. Caitlin Clark has already shown signs of her playoff potential. Remember her performance against the New York Liberty? She posted a triple-double with 19 points, 12 rebounds, and 13 assists against one of the league's best teams. And she made it look easy. So why not replicate that magic in the playoffs? Here's the thing. Clark thrives when the stakes are high. We saw it in college when she led Iowa to the national championship game. Now, imagine that same clutch performance, but with a full season of WNBA experience under her belt. Clark's ability to read the game is exceptional, and in a playoff series, this skill becomes crucial. She can adapt from game to game, exploiting weaknesses in the opposition that others might miss. Experts are already buzzing about the possibility of Clark leading one of the greatest playoff runs in WNBA history. It's not just about her individual brilliance. It's about how she elevates everyone around her. The Indiana Fever, once considered underdogs, are now being seen as potential dark horses in the playoffs, all thanks to the Caitlin Clark phenomenon. This is precisely what Cheryl Reeve is missing with Team USA right now. Now, let's shift our focus to the other side of the story, Cheryl Reeve and the decision-making process that led to Clark's Olympic exclusion. As Team USA struggles to maintain its supremacy, Reeve's decisions are under intense scrutiny. Benching Diana Taurasi in the game against Nigeria was a clear sign that things weren't going according to plan. Taurasi, a legend in her own right, had been struggling, scoring just 3 points over the previous 3 games. While this move was necessary, it exposed a deeper issue. The team's composition and tactics were far from optimal. Reeve's decision to prioritize experience over current form is being questioned by both fans and analysts. The presence of veterans like Taurasi and Chelsea Gray, while leaving out promising young talents like Caitlin Clark, is becoming increasingly problematic as each game passes. The cracks are beginning to show, and Team USA's once unshakable confidence is starting to waver. Let's dive into the numbers before diving into the bigger picture. Diana Taurasi, before being benched, was averaging just 1 point per game at the Olympics, a staggering drop-off for a player of her caliber. This dip in performance, combined with questionable player selections, has led to a noticeable lack of enthusiasm and dwindling fan engagement. Cheryl Reeve's coaching philosophy seems to be at odds with the evolving landscape of women's basketball. Caitlin Clark, on the other hand, excels in every facet of the game: speed, dynamic play, and three-point shooting. By sticking to a more traditional approach, Reeve may have unintentionally capped her team's potential. This raises critical questions about the national team selection process. Should current form and playing style be prioritized over past experience? How do we balance the respect for veterans with the need to inject new energy into the team? As Team USA faces tougher opposition in the final rounds of the Olympics, these decisions will be tested to their limits. The pressure is mounting on Reeve to justify her choices, especially as Clark continues to thrive in the WNBA. Looking beyond this Olympics, it's clear that the landscape of USA basketball is shifting, with Caitlin Clark at the forefront of this seismic change. The dominance that Team USA has enjoyed in past Olympics can no longer be taken for granted. Other nations are catching up, and the US must adapt its strategy to maintain its edge. This is where Clark comes in. She represents the future of basketball, not just in the women's game, but for the sport as a whole. Clark's style, characterized by deep three-pointers, flashy passes, and unparalleled court vision, is the direction in which the game is headed. It's exciting, marketable, and most importantly, effective. Looking ahead to the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, it's hard to imagine Clark not leading Team USA by then. She'll be in her prime, with years of WNBA experience under her belt. The real question is not whether Clark will be on the squad, but how the team will be built around her unique skills. Expect to see a surge in youth basketball participation in the coming years, driven by the Caitlin Clark effect. Her rise in the WNBA couldn't have come at a better time. The league is growing, but it needs star power to reach the next level. Clark has the potential to be a transcendent player, much like Steph Curry has been for the NBA with his revolutionary playing style. As the WNBA playoffs approach, the excitement is building. The stage is set for one of the most thrilling postseasons in history, with all eyes on Caitlin Clark. But let's not sugarcoat it. The path ahead won't be easy. The Indiana Fever will face teams with more playoff experience, seasoned veterans, and defenses designed specifically to shut Clark down. The pressure will be immense. Can she maintain her phenomenal form when every possession counts? How will she handle the increased physicality of postseason basketball? And will her teammates rise to the occasion when Clark is double-teamed? These are the questions that will be answered in the coming weeks, and the basketball world is eagerly watching. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Team USA is competing for gold without Clark. With each game, their struggles and inability to dominate as expected make Clark's absence even more glaring. The tension between what could have been and what is unfolding now is palpable. Cheryl Reeve and the decision-makers at USA Basketball are under intense scrutiny. If Team USA doesn't bring home the gold, or even if they do, how will they justify leaving a talent like Clark off the roster? They face as much pressure as the players themselves. As we enter this critical juncture, the stakes couldn't be higher. For Clark, this is an opportunity to silence her doubters. For the Fever, it's a chance to shock the world. And for Team USA, it's a fight to keep their golden legacy alive. Basketball history is being written before our eyes. The tension is rising, the excitement is building, and the world is watching with bated breath. What do you think Caitlin Clark's impact will be in the playoffs? Can she lead the Fever to a surprise victory? How many records do you think she'll break? And most importantly, do you believe Team USA regrets their decision to leave her off the Olympic roster? Share your thoughts in the comments below.